Hi, I'm Mark Wilkins, and in case you don't know, I'm the former pastor of Dyer Methodist. And I was asked to tape some words about Juanita Jarecki, who is not only one of my former co-workers, but also one of my best friends, and really a part of my family. And honestly, taping remarks about Juanita is not as easy as what you might think, because the truth of the matter is, she's so darn nice that I just can't come up with anything too cryptic to say about her. Normally I'd come up with some well-meaning insults and be my own general smart aleck self, but Juanita's just too nice for that. I mean, in terms of niceness, Juanita could make Andy Griffith look like Hannibal Lecter. If Charles Manson showed up at her house, she would only ask him to wipe the blood off his feet before he came inside. That's how nice Juanita is. I've been in situations when Juanita was trying to be mean, when she thought she was being mean, and it was still, at that moment, so incredibly nice she could have put a diabetic into a coma at 30 paces. That's how nice she is. I got to know Juanita about a decade ago, and actually the first time I ever talked to her was before I had ever moved into Dyer. I knew I was coming there, I knew she was working there, and so I wanted just to get a chance to say hello. And when I got done with that conversation, I remember hoping that I hadn't scared her off and that she'd still be there when I got to the church. But what I didn't realize is I had just added a member of my family, because Juanita has been all of that and then some. To say that Juanita is the consummate church musician is like saying water's wet. She is amazing musically. She's almost spooky. I remember sitting down with her before my first Christmas Eve service and outlining what we were going to be doing and saying, now underneath this reading I need you to play something kind of low and haunting but melodic, and she just sort of nodded. And so I looked at her and said, well, do you know what you're going to play? And she looked at me very blankly and said, I'll know when it comes out my fingers. And then I remember on Christmas Eve hearing what she was playing, and it was amazing because it was everything that I had envisioned and a whole lot more. It was almost like Juanita was inside my head. And that isn't quite right. It's her husband, Jeff, who lives inside my head. But Juanita has visitation rights. She is an amazing, amazing musician, but that's not her gift. Juanita, you're being celebrated because of all that you have brought to that church. The music is amazing enough, but Juanita's gift is her kindness, her loyalty, and that incredible spirit of servanthood. Juanita does not have a prima donna bone in her entire body. Her love for that church, her love for Christ, comes out in absolutely everything that she does. That's what makes what you're doing tonight so incredibly special. Juanita really adds the ministry aspect of music ministry. She, in her love, in her gentility, in her loyalty, has blessed so many people. And you see, that's the other thing that I speak for so many when I say that we've been blessed by your music, Juanita, but more than that, by your friendship. Juanita is one of the most loyal friends that anybody could ever have. Juanita, I know right now you're feeling about as comfortable as a pork chop at a kosher wedding, because you never want the limelight, you never want to be noticed. Well, tough. Take it, because you deserve it. Every once in a while, God's people need a chance to say thanks, and you need to know how much you are appreciated by all those and by so many of us. So on behalf of Jane and Abby and myself, we want to say, Juanita, we love you. We want to say thank you. And in all sincerity, with all my heart, Juanita, I want you to know that on behalf of Jane and Abby and myself, we're the ones who stole your gargoyle and held it for ransom a couple of years ago. Yep, it was the three of us. It was a family project. So thanks for giving us that memory, too. We love you, Juanita. Thanks so much. Have a good evening.